What's up, my Finland loves? It's Miss Finland D coming to you all from Vienna Entertainment News. I did a completely separate review on the Real Housewives of Atlanta episode from last night, but I also noticed that Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill decided to hop on Instagram Live and clear up some things about the episode because Cynthia Bailey is being dragged on social media. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do a separate video on the Instagram Live, but I will still post what I thought about the episode. I also capture a lot of the comments of people coming for Cynthia Bailey, but because this Instagram Live is already long, what I am going to do is a completely separate video on social media reaction to Cynthia Bailey, and a whole Kenya Moore situation and all of that. Okay. Mike Hill and his daughter joined the Instagram Live with Cynthia Bailey, and they had a lot to say about last night's episode and their moment. But I wanted to keep this 100% about the whole cookie lady situation and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the video up into a few parts because I really do just want to focus on that situation because I have more to say. So that video will be posted next.
Hey you guys, hi, it's me and Mr. Mike.
What up?
Babe, why do you have your
It's my hair, I need a haircut. No,
it looks so cute, just pull it down a little bit.
My hair, I need a haircut.
With the blue actually was accidental. I didn't realize they were kind of coordinated a little bit. Anyway, did you guys watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta? We never really go live, but I really wanted to go live today because I try to explain some stuff. Woo! What a crazy episode. Anyway, first let's talk about the cookie lady.
Cookie lady.
The cookie lady.
Stop calling that woman the cookie. What's the lady's name? Stop
her
calling
name is
Please stop calling her the cookie lady, though. I mean, she is not a child.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's not.
She is.
Wait, but the point is, let's talk about this episode. So I get Kenya and Tanya together to try to iron out their differences, which, you guys all saw the whole thing about the wig, and Kenya was in her feelings. Well, she was pissed off. She was more than in her feelings. And it just ended up being a big mess. So we all may talk about it. I invite Eva pretty much just to be a mediator. She's a sunflower, good energy. Unbeknownst to me, let me just make it very clear. My only intention was to get Kenya and Tanya together to see if they could iron out their differences. Now, if they couldn't, then I was moving on. Now, just to be very crystal clear, I had no idea that the cookie lady was coming to that meeting.
I think you made it clear.
And I think I made it clear, but y'all in my comments like it ain't clear. I had no idea that the cookie lady was coming to that brunch. Now, when Kenya threw me under the bus, when she said I invited the cookie lady to Brooklyn's party, that was months ago. Okay, and that was on some, okay, you're telling Kenya now this information. You need to come to the party and tell Tanya yourself kind of thing, like we do. Kenya didn't have no problem with Tanya at that time. I've never had a problem with Tanya, so it wasn't like, let's get the cookie lady to come and, do something bad. No, this is a Real Housewives of Atlanta. You got something to say? Say it to the source. So that's what she was talking about when she said I invited the lady on some, you just need to come and tell Tanya yourself, okay? That one and done. It is what it is. I ended up telling Tanya once it became a situation. Gave her a heads up. That's what I was supposed to do. All right, Kenya didn't like that, but that's okay.
Wait, let me get this straight. So it was okay for Cynthia Bailey to invite the cookie lady. Hell, even Cynthia don't remember her name, so don't come for me. But it was okay for Cynthia to invite this lady to her wine cellar opening. That's what Cynthia meant, her wine cellar opening, not Brooklyn's party. She just had Brooklyn on her brain. But it was okay for her to invite this lady without heads up to Tanya or Kenya, because this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's what we do. You have something to say it to the source. But then it was wrong for Kenya to do the exact same thing. What Kenya did in the midst of the cookie lady and all of these things was way better than what Cynthia Bailey did. Cynthia is saying that Kenya bringing the cookie lady to their discussion, knowing that she and Tanya already had an issue, was messy, right? To me, when you do something to someone when you have an issue, it is expected, right? Okay? So that's not messy. But when you claim that you had no issues with someone, and even Kenya had no issues with Tanya, but you didn't even give Tanya the heads up that the cookie lady was going to be at your wine cellar opening, Tanya only found out all the way in Toronto. So that meant during your wine cellar opening, she didn't even know that a cookie lady exists. So she was about to be ambushed at your wine cellar opening by this complete stranger telling her that her man, okay, did A, B, and C. That's even more worse because she's considering you as her friend or someone that she's getting to know, and she wouldn't expect that from you. At least she expected that from Kenya. I know Kenya's going to pull a fast one. Everyone is telling me don't come for Kenya, so I already expect and know what's going to happen. But for you to claim that you are cool and her friend and was going to bring that woman around without any heads up, that's even worse. In summary, we are not going to sit here in front that we are not filming a show as well, okay? This is a show, and so I felt like why the back and forth, just come in and tell Tanya. All right? Now, mind you, this cookie lady have a very successful cookie shop next to Cynthia Bailey wine cellar, okay? She's Cynthia Bailey business neighbor, all right? So that's how she and Cynthia established this somewhat relationship or business friendship, okay? So you didn't even give her a heads up before your wine cellar opening. You also didn't give Kenya a heads up that the lady was there. Cynthia never said any of that in her Instagram live. So here's why I don't understand. So it's okay for Cynthia Bailey to invite this stranger, this cookie lady, into the group to come and tell Tanya herself without any heads up to Kenya Moore or Tanya. But when Kenya does the same thing, it's a problem. To even hear her say, I just want to let you guys know, I had no clue she was coming at that dinner. Kenya and Tanya had no clue she was going to be at your wine cellar opening either. Okay? So the same way how you want us to believe it's the Real Housewife of Atlanta and you guys have a show to film, then say the same thing for Kenya Moore. Why are we going to sit at this table and sit a cookie lady and beat around the bush when she can come herself and talk to Tanya face to face? So Kenya did exactly what you did at the wine cellar. So what make you think that without the cookie lady being present, Kenya and Tanya still wouldn't have had an issue? Kenya was already reading her with or without the cookie lady. All the lady did was she sat down, she told Tanya what happened, and that was it. The bigger issue was how Kenya addressed Tanya because of what Tanya did to Kenya. That's going to be a separate video, okay? I did a completely separate video on Kenya and Tanya's situation, so I don't want to drag it in here. But I don't get these people, how they get to do the same things, but they want to make it look like when Kenya does the same thing, it's wrong. And how did Kenya throw you under the bus when all this time you have people dragging your so-called good friend, thinking, completely ignoring Bravo producers? No one dragged the producers. They've been dragging Kenya about this cookie lady when it was Cynthia Bailey who brought her to the group. And when I tell you, her comment section is in shambles, but I'm not going to read them because we have more of this Instagram live. But I think I'm going to do a separate video called Social Media Reaction to Cynthia Bailey, like something along those lines, okay? But let's get back into the Instagram live. I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy in what Cynthia Bailey just said.
Yeah, and that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't being dragged into the whole situation between Tanya and Kenya, because again, I didn't have a problem with Tanya, and I still don't. To this day, I just spoke to Tanya, as a matter of fact, yesterday. Or was it today? I can't even remember. Anyway, so yeah, it just looked really crazy. And I'm like, why do people think that I just wanted to make sure that was clear, because I thought it was clear. But if it's not clear, know that that's what time it is. Now, was it a messy ass situation? Yeah, but the cookie lady was never supposed to be there. Oh, it's Shakana. No, it was not Shakana.
No, that's that Candy's friend.
No, that's from
that's
the tiny friend. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The cookie lady's fine. So anyway, what was I saying, babe? I lost focus. I'm trying to get it all in.
Yes, you ain't had nothing to do with the cookie lady.
Oh, yeah.
The lady that you call the cookie lady, which
right.
I'm not going to be part of that madness. That's crazy.
Right. So anyway, so that's the deal on that. That's what I was saying. So yeah, was it messy? Yeah, it was definitely messy, but it would not have been messy had it just been me, Kenya, and Eva, which is the way it was supposed to be. So, hey, it is what it is. That's what happened, and I felt horrible. We were all, like, mortified. And, you know, that's what happened, basically. So, moving on. We'll still go live and talk about this cookie lady situation.
Stop calling that woman the cookie lady.
Okay, but she kind of is. Like, she actually hashtags cookie lady. Yeah.
Aren't they juvenile sometimes?
I know, but you know what?
Y'all love that stuff, though, don't you?
I was like, I felt kind of bad, like I ate the cookies. Like I definitely got some cookies to go.
Cookies are good.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. So anyway, overall, you know, I'm glad you guys watched the show. It was a tough episode for me because I never, want to look too crazy because I really don't do anything that crazy, and I always get myself in a jam.
Keep on watching.
Okay, I do get a little crazier later.
Yeah, keep on watching. Yeah.
But anyway, I always feel myself being pulled in the middle of stuff. Like honestly, like. I know I keep getting a bunch of stuff about Kenya. Okay, Kenya and Tanya will have to deal with each other at the reunion. And that's going to be that.
Okay.
Yes, the cookie situation was a messy situation. I very much agree. But again, it was only messy because the cookie lady came. And that had nothing to do with me.
Kenya is her friend, though. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, on the real. Now, that was messy tonight. But on the real, Kenya is my girl. Without question. And we'll have to get into all this at the reunion. But, there was actually a whole thing where King and I had, a moment about this whole situation, but they didn't even put that in the show. So,
okay.
It's not like I didn't have to, get her together right quick for throwing me under the bus, trying to make it seem like I had an issue with Tanya when she knew good and goddamn well I didn't, because I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That was her mad about that wig.
Okay.
That's a lie. I never knew the cookie lady was coming. I never knew the cookie lady was coming to that brunch. And as a matter of fact...
Don't get us started.
No, as a matter of fact...
Her name is not the cookie lady. The lady... First of all, the lady has a shop right next to...
Right next to the lady...
wine...
the Bailey wine cellar.
Right next to it.
She's my business neighbor at the Bailey wine cellar. And she's a successful entrepreneur. She's a very successful cookie store. And, that's my relationship with her. It had nothing to do with her coming on the show, saying nothing about nobody's man. Okay?
Baby, thank you for loving me.
But anyway, let me say this. You look good.
I'm trying to get you to change the subject.
When are you going to get a haircut?
No, it's got a haircut, but I'm saying my hairline is real pushed back.
Well, it's starting to go back.
Friends? I do have some single friends.
But wait a minute, let me say this right quick, because you know what they didn't show? Let me show what they didn't say in the episode.
You're overdoing it.
No, I'm not overdoing it because people still trying to come for me with these things. Let me be very clear. In the scene, when the cookie lady showed up, okay? In that scene, the cookie lady said right to everybody at the table and to Tanya's face that I had nothing to do with her coming because I didn't. Because I was like, you need to be very clear about that. And she was very clear. And guess what? They didn't put it in the episode. So if anybody that's confused, please know it had nothing to do with this lady showing up fooling with Tanya. That was not on the Cynthia Bailey plan. Okay.
That's the last time you gonna say that, baby. You good?
Yeah, and that's it. I ain't saying no more. Somebody said Cynthia, stop
somebody
it.
told me to shut the fuck up. She can speak.
I know. I'm trying to let these people know because I don't like. That was a very messy
just want you to continue to
situation.
be messy. And it's
No,
like,
but it was a
that's
messy situation. I'm gonna own that. No, it was messy when she got there. Absolutely, it was definitely messy. But I don't want anyone to think that I set up and tried to have something to do with that because I ain't had nothing to do. I was just as surprised when the lady showed up as anybody was. And again, the lady said in the scene that I knew that I had nothing to do. I had no idea she was coming because I didn't. Now I wish I had control editing, but I don't, and they edited that right out. So I just want to be very clear. So that's that. I just want to be very clear. So that's that. Oh, thank you. Anyway, thank you guys for the love. And I just wanted to, let you guys know that.
We said what we said.
All right, I love you guys.
You said what you said. You done said, but then you said it 10 times.
Oh, so good. We got a couple haters right here.
I love it.
You can always depend on old hater to come through. Ain't it the truth? You can't depend on nothing else.
If you ain't hating, you ain't doing it
right. You always
right.
gonna get a hater every now and then. That's okay. Keep on hating, because you know what? We're gonna keep on being great.
Ain't that right?
The love and light. Love always beats darkness.
Right?
So remember that. So light gonna win. Light gonna always be darkness. So
I don't worry about it. I don't even give it energy.
All that darkness, you keep that energy.
No energy. Don't worry about it. Don't even acknowledge it.
All right. Love you guys. Mwah.
This is my conclusion in all of this. Bravo tried to make Tanya happy last season and failed miserably, okay? They tried the whole Tanya versus Nene thing and it didn't work out. And so this season, okay, let's go ahead and try her against Kenya. And in order to survive on this show, there's two things, okay? Either you can stand up to Kenya more, okay? Or you have an army behind you that support you against Kenya Moore. So in that process now, Cynthia Bailey decided, you know what? I'm going to use Kenya Moore as my scapegoat. She's going to do the dirty work for me while I hide my hand. Okay? And so you can't tell me that Cynthia gets a new business. Okay? She gets a wine cellar and then a Bailey room. Okay? In that area, and of all of the businesses she could have gone to and have a connection, she goes next door, which makes sense, the Cookie Lady. Now, of all of the women in Atlanta and all of the businesses out there, Tanya Mann just happened to end up with the woman who's right next to Cynthia Bailey business. Really? Okay? Kenya Moore goes to visit her friend, Cynthia Bailey. Okay, I'm just going to visit my friend. And of all of the stores that's around, I've been in that area that's next door. Cynthia takes her to this so-called Cookie Lady, who then comes and tells them that of all of the men she could have met, it was just a coincidence that she met Tanya Mann. Bravo. Bye. Bravo, Cynthia Bailey. I don't know how people missed all of the stuff that's right in their faces. Really? Oh, please. Okay. They're trying to get Tanya a peach. She's boring. And Bravo and all of them came up with this. Not Kenya Moore. Okay. I say that because Tanya's story is not adding up. And the Cookie Lady story is not adding up. First, it was, he came up to her. Okay. He was all over her, talking to her, asked her for her number, and all of that, right? Then on this episode, it was she was there with her sister and someone else, and she was going to the restroom, and he walked there with her, and they had a conversation, and she realized the conversation, and in the middle part of the conversation, they lost interest, okay? Second story. Then Tanya's story is that, she was all over Paul in the club. Paul took her number, but then also said that he threw it away. So why is Paul taking her number in the first place? Okay? Why it couldn't just be, you know what, I'm good, I don't need your number. Not only that, Tanya claimed that a cookie lady was all in his DM. Now you're trying to tell me, yes, people can unsend their messages. But that would be the first thing you would have done. If this woman was really out here and all of this really happened, oh my gosh, she would have screenshot this woman being a DM. We have no screenshot proof of the DM messages. And if they do show up, I won't be surprised if they're fake. The story is just not adding up. And that's the reason why I'm believing that this is all a setup by Bravo and Cynthia Billy, joining the whole setup, not knowing what's going on, gets all the blame and all the hit. I just feel like Tanya didn't know that this whole little fake story was going to go this far. Of course, probably Paul have stepped out on the relationship before and all of that. But I just don't believe this whole scenario right here. I believe she was like, yeah, we can go there, but please don't go too far. Don't push it too much. Let it just be something as random as they had a conversation, but not something that's going to embarrass me and make me look like this terrible person. But at the end of the day, we all have to look ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day. And we all have to live with ourselves daily. So trust me, Tanya can put up all this fake on social media and all of that, but she is the one looking in the mirror at night and knowing exactly who she is as a person. And that is never going to make you feel good because you're not showing your real self and your true colors. Okay? I have a separate video coming up that exposes Tanya lying on Kenya again, and she's being dragged on social media. So far, she's been caught in 4 lies. Also, when Tanya did that whole wig, exposing Kenya wig event, she made it look like it was an assumption. When Bravo did the flashback, when Bravo pulled the clip and showed that she actually talked to Cynthia Bailey and knew what was going on. And she sat there and watched Milo and everybody else play the guessing game as if they did not know. Now she's going to try to lie her way out of it and say, I just wanted to, see who knew or who didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Or who was going to be honest and tell me. Either way, she is a great liar. So far, that IVF lie that she's trying to make stick is not sticking because Bravo keeps playing the clip back and she's getting exposed left and right. And that's why I 100% believe this whole cookie lady situation was all a setup to help Tanya get a peach. And Lord, please tell Kenya more thank you when it happens, because not only, is she helping you and did she help you get a peach, and also with your IVF situation by giving you information. Every single interview she's been on recently, whenever she's asked, who do you think should get a peach? She said over and over again, Tanya. I feels like she have a dark side to her. That's going to be good for the show. Don't fall for that whole bubbly, perky attitude. She got some things to her. So once again, Kenya Moore doing charity work. You're welcome, Tanya. But trust me, people always get exposed on here. Kenya have never told not one lie, and every single person who's come for her or lie on her have been exposed. Anyways, I still do have a completely separate video on Kenya and Tanya in my review from last night episode, so I'm gonna save the rest for those videos. I will say though, Kenya did not lie when she said I like to look pretty when I'm about to, and you know the rest. She looks stunning right here without even trying. Anyway, yes and all, I wish these ladies the best. Now loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.